Hello and welcome to Mimi's Sketchbook. Today my illustration was inspired by Paul David Tripp's book New Morning Mercies, and it is August 7th. Yesterday and the day before, this little bunny started visiting my backyard, and usually there's bunnies around, but they don't always sit out in the open and let me get anywhere close enough to take their picture. But something was going on with this bunny, and he just kept coming back to the same spot in the yard and showing up there. Even after I would go out and try and take a picture of him, he would take off, but he would come right back. And I thought there might be a nest nearby, so I looked all around but couldn't find any. I happened to be outside trying to take a picture when my son called me, and I told him about the bunny, and he said, something must be wrong with it. It could be sick, or maybe it's been shot in the head with a BB. And it was like, both of us knew exactly what he was talking about. And it is, I have a neighbor who believes that any critter that comes into his backyard is a target for his BB gun. He keeps a record of how many squirrels he kills a year and is very proud of it. He also helps exterminate the chipmunks and the bunnies. Now, if he was trying to scare away the deer, I would be fine with that. But I really enjoy seeing the small critters in my backyard and watching them chase each other up and down the trees and jumping from branch to branch. Add the birds to that and all their hunting for worms and making nests and taking baths and raising their young, and the insects and the butterflies and whatever else. It's like having a little taste of the countryside right in my backyard. And I truly enjoy 99% of it. Yes, the squirrels make a mess and the bunnies eat the plants, but it's minor to the amount of joy that gives me to see them. Now, even though he's been killing squirrels for the past 30 years, he really doesn't seem to be making a difference. There's always squirrels in my backyard. Now, I was very happy to ask him to help me exterminate some ground bees that I had, and to also help me trap a raccoon that was in my attic. The bees were dangerous, and I was badly stung, and you can't have a raccoon living in your house. So I don't think this is a case of me against small animal extermination unless it suits my needs. I'm just getting to the point of when are you going to stop having to kill everything in sight? And it wasn't long after I had talked to my son that I was outside and heard the pop, pop, pop of my neighbor's BB gun. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he shot this sweet little rabbit because it hasn't shown up since. Today in our devotions, Paul Tripp talks about forgiveness. And he asks the question, why do we find it so hard to forgive others when we have been forgiven so much ourselves? I recently had a conversation with my siblings, and I said to them, I don't think I could ever forgive these people in the news that are committing these senseless acts of murder and violence and destruction of property if it was committed against me. I truly can't picture how I could forgive someone if they did something like that to me. And Paul Tripp asks, why are judgment and condemnation often our more natural responses to the sin, the weakness, and the failure of others than offering them the same grace that we have been given? He goes on to say, it is sad but true, our refusal to give grace to others reveals how much we still need grace ourselves. I am very sad to think that my neighbor killed that sweet little bunny. I had kind of gotten attached to it and really enjoyed seeing it come into my yard. But what good will it do to get angry with him, or to hold a grudge against him, or even go over and give him a piece of my mind that I've had it? But you know what? I don't want to destroy our relationship. I want there to be peace between us. And I still want to care about him and his family. So even though I don't like what he has done, I will forgive him. So that's today. But what about tomorrow? What if I am asked to forgive something that cuts right to the quick? If I were all on my own and depending on my own strength and ability, I doubt I could forgive something like that. But here's the good news. I'm not alone. My Savior, who loves me and has forgiven me so much, will not abandon me now in my time of need. He will give me the strength to do what He has so graciously done for me so many times in the past. So thank you for joining me today at Mimi's Sketchbook. I hope this was an encouragement to you. And if it was, could you please subscribe, give this a thumbs up, and maybe even share it with someone else. And in that way, YouTube will help us to spread the good news. So thank you, and God bless.